What it do, bruh? Talk of the town, Nintendo, Doc Trey, still holding it down, still make the best games, and you know this, bro. It's the truth. If you don't like it, you can have that seatbelt. Alright, so it looks like I may have found another potential Nintendo Switch 2 game. So, I saw this listing earlier for a development company called EQ Games, and they were looking for an animator for Unreal Engine to bring an unannounced first-person shooter to the PC, Xbox Series S and X, PlayStation 5, and also Nintendo Switch. So it says unannounced there, so who knows what it's going to be, but it says an unannounced online first-person shooter made with Unreal Engine, and at the bottom it says it's supposed to be Unreal Engine 4. Now, EQ Games is the same developer that made the Road Redemption, the Road Rash update, pretty much, for Nintendo Switch and PlayStation 4 and stuff like that. Well, where things get really interesting is they're also looking for to hire a designer in Unreal Engine, and they're looking to hire for an unannounced online third-person shooter made in Unreal Engine. Now, at the top, it includes Xbox, PC, PlayStation 4, PlayStation 5, and Switch. But in the bottom, it says just PC, Xbox Series X and S, and PlayStation 5. So you can tell yourself, oh, well, I mean, that could just be a typo. A typo. But then you see another posting for the same exact game, and they list Switch again? So they messed up twice on two different websites? I don't know about that. So this game, it's a third-person online shooter, and it's a PvE game. So it's a player versus environment game. That means that it's not a head-to-head player game. It's you taking on the computer, pretty much. You're taking on different waves. You're taking on stuff like that. It has co-op, but it's not a player versus player type game. Now, I found out that this game is actually the same game as a game that was announced a couple months ago called Kingmakers. And EQ Games simply changed their name to Redemption Road Games. So this is the exact same developer. But now, with the current listings, Switch and PS4 are nowhere to be found. So you're probably telling yourself, oh, well, that means it was a typo. Well, Digital Foundry did a really interesting interview with these developers called Inside the Kingmakers last month. And they said something very interesting in this interview. And I want you guys to check that out.
Next level stuff. So when I see this, I'm thinking, all right, you're targeting current generation machines. Like you got to get this running on the consoles.
Yeah.
Like
yeah.
What are you looking at in terms of performance profile there?
Well, so we have a number of systems here that are meant to mimic like a PS5, Xbox Series S, Xbox Series X, and so we're always running it on those to make sure that it's going to still function. Yeah, the game can actually gracefully scale to even a really low-end machine, because ultimately the main performance drag is how many vertices each soldier has. Yeah, so you can log them down on like a weaker machine. Yeah.
I don't know. It sounds like they're describing a Switch 2 like device to me. What do you guys think?